Hey everyone, Andy AI, and today I want to talk about the first idea I'm going to build this year. You see, every idea that I have kind of starts the same way. I tend to use JavaScript, I'm going to use a front-end framework like React, and I'm going to use a back-end framework like Express.js if I need an API. And I tend to run the same commands every single time. So what I want to build is something that makes it easier for not only myself to get started with projects, but for other startups, for other hackers out there who are getting started on a brand new project. I want to expand this idea to more than just JavaScript, to Python, to Golang, to many other different frameworks that people tend to use when getting started with their projects. So let's jump over to the computer and let's see how I got started with this idea and where I'm at right now. So now I want to walk you through where the idea currently is at. So here I have a website that I'm working through. You see it says Launchpad. The name of the CLI I have is called Startup CLI to build these zip files. So the name is really in flux, and I'll show you that here in a second. But this is a way for you to bring your idea to life, as it says, quickly and easily depending on the language or the framework that you choose. So here we're going to select a language, and then we're going to select a project type, whether this is going to be a back-end or a front-end app. In this case, we'll choose front-end. And now we have a choice of frameworks. Again, this can grow over time because it's easy for me to generate these files in order to deliver them as assets to you when you ultimately go to download them. So here we're going to choose React, and then I want to choose some sort of styling framework, so I'm going to do Tailwind, and now a download template button is now available to me to download the zip file. None of this is wired up just yet. This is just a first cut at what I'm trying to build. You can see we're missing icons. There's still a lot to do. Some of this content needs to get updated. It needs to be a real name. We need to have a domain name. All sorts of stuff needs to get put on here. But this is where I'm kind of starting with this idea. Now I also have a CLI component that goes along with this. So this CLI is written in Go, and what it does is it generates a zip file of all the necessary components that these languages and these frameworks all need to get started. So just to give you an example here, we'll run bin startup CLI. It's going to ask for a framework, again, something like React or Vue. What language do you want? What style guide do you want? And what type? Is it a front-end or a back-end app? All of this gets validated and checked, but what ultimately it creates is a zip file. In this case, I ran it for React, where this can be delivered to the end user via that website. So this is kind of what I'm building right now, and this is going to help me launch all the rest of my ideas that I'm going to launch this year. So I'm going to use this for myself as a starting point for my ideas. So stay tuned. There's still a lot more to build with this idea. And in the next video, I'll show you what I've got next. Maybe I have a domain name, or maybe it's launched somewhere for you to try out. So stay tuned. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.